Tuesday, October 21st, 4:22 p.m. New York time. U.S. stock markets close. Futures are still open, but the stock market's closed. Looking here at the S&P 500 cash index, SPX. It closed all-time new high, broke above this yellow horizontal line, which is the swing high of the all-time high. So now I can remove that. Closed above 45.50. Well, actually closed a few pennies below, but it took out that high. That's a big round number, significant number. Blue horizontal lines are gaps that they may fill at some time. So I'm concerned about that because maybe trade on the downside. Let's look at the day trade. Today's day trade. We're looking at a 15-minute chart on the ES, the S&P 500 futures. Okay, here was the Asian overnight. I drew the horizontal line blue for the high. That was the high of overnight. From the Asian session, at the end of it, we trended lower, taking out the low of the Asian session. And then in the London session, yep, London session was the low of overnight. I drew that blue horizontal line. And the orange horizontal line on top, I drew that during the pre-market hours between 8 a.m. to 9:30 New York. I was thinking, okay, before this big impulse move came here, I was thinking, yep, this may be a support area, a supply area where sellers may come in. Just label that big source. What happened was, look at this. These are 15-minute candles. So impulse move went above it, closed above it. You had a consolidation, and then pushed further up, taking out the high of the Asian session. Yep, during from there, the 9:30 a.m. upward, took that out, the Asian session, and then this white horizontal line was the high of yesterday. Look at that. That red candle, bearish pin bar, huge till on top, and then reversed and went lower. Impulse moved down, huge move down right there, that big red candle. Testing what was here, the ceiling, and then when it broke above it, became the floor and tested again. This was tricky. It closed below it on this red candle. So maybe a bunch of new bears came in, but then that green candle reversed and went up. Consolidation, finally taking out this high here in the afternoon session. There we go. Went up to this big key area, this red horizontal area, which has also been a supplier or seller's area. Just there, as expected, to sell off. Yep. Prices are still moving because the futures are still open for a few more minutes. Let's look at the 5-minute chart so you can see some entry signals I saw that I liked, that I did. So the first 15 minutes, each of these are 5-minute candles, but the first 15-minute candles, these are 5-minute candles, 3 of them make 15-minute candle. Look at that last one. Inside candle, yellow. I'm going to zoom in. So I was thinking a reverse would occur there. Have that orange horizontal line label on top of it. Break above that, trade long. And my trade actually got it a few minutes early, like that. Broke out, so it did a reverse. Fast move up, continue moving up, and see when this closed. Oof. Again, this gray area was suspicious that it might be a supply area. The trade was closed in that time frame. And then you had these two 5-minute candles looking suspicious. Small bodies. Broke above, consolidation, broke above, went higher. Yep. Went higher. From there, broke above. Again, this overnight high right there. That blue line was the overnight high, which was Asian impulse move up. And then it went to yesterday's overnight high right there. Yesterday's high to reverse sell off. So a lot of trends today. And when it sold after it did the retest of yesterday's high, look at that, came right back into that where I was again thinking the demand zone, which was prior to a supply zone. Yep. Nice trade if you got in there yet in the late morning. And then from that point on, it just kept on going higher, higher, higher. So now let's look at the 1 minute. The 1-minute candles. So this is a 5-minute gray area. 5 candles make up 5 minutes. This is the last 5 minutes of the first 15-minute candle bar. And See, broke above it. Impulse move up. That's very nice. Consolidation, impulse move up. Then went up on weakness. See that white candle? I mentioned those. Those mean open and close the same price. Very suspicious. Yep. And it worked out as a doji on top of a trend. That means it's bearish and reversed and did a pullback. And for a good amount of time, it stayed below the Asian session high, which is that high overnight, that blue horizontal line. When it finally broke above it, broke above that, that became demand zone. What was the supply zone became a demand zone. And that's strong up move, pull back. That. Then we ran up to the prior day's high to another sell-off and broke back below that. So let's zoom out some more. A lot of trends today, a lot of trends. But the best point was the morning session was a fast move up, and also had the opportunity, if it did, to trade on the downside, right into that key price level, built balance and reversed. Let's just bring this back to 15 minutes one more time so you can see some things. The Asian session, that blue horizontal line was the high overnight. And that orange horizontal line was when there was the high of the London session again, that was considered supply area. But this pre-market area between the 8 and 9:30 was a war on both sides. So that battle ended up winning for the bulls. But it wasn't too long. So again, good money management. In and out of the trade fast, not for the max profits. And didn't stay until expiration because options don't expire today. The point is that the morning session had a lot more trends than typical. Sometimes you might just have 2 trends or maybe just one direction for the whole morning session. But today, yep, a lot of them. Now, tomorrow's another day for day trading with options that expire tomorrow.